The invisible gates of the village of Nalbandyan were watched over by these 4 storks. The birds will be here through late autumn. Their nests are found everywhere in the village, from the tops of electric poles to the roof of the school. "17-year-old Aslin compares herself to a stork that, like herself, would probably have mixed feelings when leaving a nest. Sometimes I get frustrated and say, I can't wait till it's all over and I'm out of here. When 25, 30-year-old people hear me complain like that, they tell me, don't worry, it'll be over soon. But the day will come when you'll miss these days and wish you were still at school, sitting next to your friends, even in your least favorite class." Although they're on vacation now, Aslin and her classmates are too restless to stay home. As they'll be graduating in 2 months, they need to make certain preparations. "We're going to have dresses made for us, so that all of us girls would look pretty and cool. We want to look really special and unique that day. We want to stand out from everybody else, so I'm very much looking forward to graduation." Aslin plans on going to college and becoming a lawyer. "I've always loved defending people and want to be on the side of the law. Life in the village is not unfair. It's just hard," Aslin says. In winter especially, when villagers don't have any income, they borrow a lot of money to survive, and then they have to work extremely hard to pay their debts by the end of summer. Aslin lives with her mother. Her father died when she was a little girl. She knows of him from the stories her mother and other villagers have told her. "My dad was a miller. Our mill is located in the upper section of the village." Aslin was named after her grandmother. Her grandparents are natives of Mush. "My grandpa and grandma were at the Gyumri orphanage at first. Then they've moved here." Aslin is also well versed in the history of her village and school. The village of Nalbandyan was once called Metz Sharir. There was a school here as early as the 19th century, as recorded by the inscription on this stone. A few years ago, following the reconstruction of the current school, the stone was moved to a prominent spot. Above it is placed a photo of Mr. and Mrs. Berjuhi and Armen Nalbandyan. It was thanks to the support of these Hayastan All-Armenian Fund benefactors that the school's hallways were made bright and beautiful, and its classrooms were provided with heating. We used to burn oil for heating. When we went home, our clothes reeked of that oil. Whenever hardwood floorboards at our homes were broken, we brought them to class and burned them. Or the teachers would tell us to bring firewood from home so that we wouldn't be cold. Our school was built 50 years ago, and according to our principal, has never been renovated since. During 2015 and 2016, our school was completely renovated with the support of our benefactors and the Hayastan All-Armenian Fund. After the renovations were completed, we just couldn't believe our eyes. Mr. and Mrs. Nalbandyan, who live in Canada, had traveled to the village to attend the opening ceremony of the refurbished school. They're such kind, wonderful people. Their children and even their daughter-in-law had come with them and were dancing with us. We were just amazed at how down-to-earth they were, despite their wealth. We're deeply grateful to the Hayastan All-Armenian Fund and Berjuhi and Armen Nalbandyan. Aslin says she learned the most important lesson of her life when she met Mr. and Mrs. Nalbandyan. You might be in serious trouble, but you can overcome anything through willpower and hope. Willpower, hope, and a bit of money. The future attorney already knows how she will spend her first big paycheck. Her father's mill should not be left abandoned. She wants to have it repaired. True, it's not something you can live without. No one grinds their grains at a mill anymore. But it's my father's legacy, and my goal is to have it restored.